Making choices can be really hard. Making sacrifices can be even harder. Have you ever had to choose between two things that you dearly loved and you could only choose one of them? Like whether to have the chocolate or the chips. Like if you watch the swimming or the rowing Olympic races when they happen to be scheduled at the same time. Or choosing to get up early to do exercise instead of staying snuggled up in a warm bed. When we choose one thing, we give up the other. When we make the choice to prioritise one, it means we sacrifice the second. One day, God told Abraham to go on a journey up a mountain and take with him his son and give God the one thing that he loved most, Isaac, his one and only son. Abraham obeyed and began the journey with Isaac, even explaining that they were going to make a sacrifice to God. Isaac was puzzled as he could see that they had the wood and the fire, but no lamb to make the offering. But Abraham responded with the words, "God will provide." When they arrived at the place God had sent them, Abraham prepared and added the wood and then placed Isaac on the altar. Although it was the hardest thing Abraham would ever have to do, he was willing to sacrifice his son for God. But right at the very last minute, God spoke to Abraham and told him to stop and to not sacrifice Isaac. God saw Abraham's faithfulness and how he was willing to do anything to show his love for God. And at that very moment, Abraham turned and saw a ram caught in a bush. It was just like he had said to Isaac, God would provide. And if you think this story sounds a little similar to the crucifixion of Jesus, then you're right. Just as Abraham was willing to sacrifice his one and only son, God was willing to sacrifice his one and only son, Jesus, to be crucified on the cross for the sins of many. And just as God provided Abraham with the ultimate substitute of a lamb instead of Isaac, he provided the Lamb of God to be our substitute on the cross. May we, like Abraham, demonstrate a great obedience to God's commands. May we trust in God's plans and promises even when we don't understand them. And may we believe that God provides, sometimes in ways that are unexpected.